Hyperx 20th anniversary 2 vs 2 tournament in collaboration with Game Reactor. My name is Niklas Hextag and with me I have Julia Rømer. We are going to the quarterfinals now. It's the next step. Julia, what do you think we can expect from today's matches?
Looking at yesterday, I think that today we will be seeing a lot more competitive, like they're into the game now. And yesterday it was a little rough game we saw in the end, 2 times 9-0. But today I think we will be seeing some interesting things. I think they will all be taking it very seriously. There is a nice prize pool on the line, so yeah.
Talking about the prize pool, we went through it quite many times yesterday, but of course it's really important. So can you go through what are the winners gonna get?
So the first prize is gonna be 1,000 euros, and together with the 1,000 euros, you will also get this keyboard right here. You will get the HyperCloud Alpha headset, the Hyperx mouse over here, and then there will also be a mouse pad as well. Second prize will get the same keyboard, right?
Almost the same.
Almost. It's the...
Yes. I think this is the 65 version.
So it's the core one I think they're gonna get. There is gonna be the Hyperx Cloud 2 and a mouse pad.
Yeah, exactly.
Third prize.
Yeah.
You remember that? That's the core one, the keyboard core.
That's the core one. And the Hyperx Cloud 2 headset as well. The mouse and the mouse pad, just like the former prizes.
Yes.
So?
Yes, it's gonna be exciting and fun day with some good matches, hopefully. And I hope that you are all ready to hype in the chat for the quarterfinalists, and it's when we go over to the final.
Just like yesterday, all matches are best of 3, and we have 5 maps. Do you remember them?
Oh, yes. We have Vertigo, we will have Nuke, we have Inferno, Train, and which one is it that I'm missing?
I have to check just to be sure.
We saw also Overpass. I don't think I said Overpass.
Oh, that's the last one, yes.
Those are the 5 maps, and all the matches is going to be played in a best of 3, BO3. And yeah, thank you for just mentioning Overpass in the chat as well. Thank you.
Just like yesterday, especially for the quarterfinals, we will be switching between the games. So when one game is done, we will go on to the next one just to get as much CS as possible to show to you out there.
Absolutely.
I think we are getting ready slowly for the games to start.
I don't know if we can have a list up with the team's names, but remembering a little bit, we will have, as some people already said, there will be Reaper Esports. There's going to be Toxic. Then there was going to be, well, the Dog Players. And yeah, there's going to be, oh, they're showing the list, I guess, or something. I don't remember all the names, and they're not listing it for us in the chat, but we will be seeing it.
Alpha Scrubs, I think there was as well.
Alpha Scrubs, yes.
And Ito.
Yes, Ito, yes. Oh. Well, we're remembering some of them. So
Doctor.
yeah.
Doctor was the last game we saw.
Doctor was the last team that went forward.
And Toxic.
And Toxic. I think I said Toxic.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I remember that name. It's
so it looks like we're going to get ready for the first game. Oh, to cap up in form of what we're seeing. First, they are going into Train to Knife, and they will decide which team is starting the veto process.
Yes.
Then they go through the veto process, picks and bans, and gets 3 maps in the end. And then they will start on the first map. They will have a knife fight again to decide who's starting CT and who's starting T. And then we're gonna start the match itself.
Yes.
Yeah.
So there's gonna be a little bit of a process where we're gonna see a knife fight on Train. It's not necessarily because they're gonna play the map Train. It's just where the veto is gonna be, decided. Yeah.
Yes. It looks like one of the first games we're going into is Ito versus Alpha Scrubs.
Yes. And we see one guy jumping in around there. He's just warming up with his bunny jumping. And the CTs are now in, and we're waiting for the T's, Alpha Scrubs, to join back in, and then hopefully we will start seeing a knife round, and then further on some maps. Yeah. Again, we are facing highest elo. well, you have to beat the highest elo at some point. So I guess why not start with it from the beginning?
If you want to win the tournament, you have to beat all of the teams.
You have to beat all of them. Of course, if you were expecting to get the second or third place, then it's maybe a little bit unlucky, but we'll go for the first place, and we got this.
So, two of the first guys on the server. We talked a bit about them yesterday.
Yes.
It's Svedguden and Huey.
Yes. It's the sweaty god, as I said yesterday, right? to just translate it over to if there's some viewers out there who's not speaking any form of Scandinavian language. Svedguden, I translate to sweaty god, and then we have Hui, and I think that's just his name. Not his personal name, but yeah, a nickname. I don't know what it should mean. Oh yeah. So as for that, is there anything more we have to recap from how today is going to be run? We will start with the quarterfinals, then we will have the semifinals, then there will be a final, and there's also going to be a decider map for the third place. So yeah. And now we see... Oh, it's a new team.
Yeah, I guess we're switching over to a new team because one of the former teams were not joining yet, so that's why we are looking at Toxic and
Doctor, as we said. Doctor. And the Doctor team, I remember from yesterday, it was the last match we saw. They took down, do you remember the name of the other team?
No, I can't.
No, but they were eliminating them 9-0 on both maps.
Oh, yeah, I can.
What name?
It was the funny name.
Yabba Dabba Doo.
Yeah, exactly.
And you could definitely see with like the last game yesterday that there was some sort of like, they were just having fun. And I don't think we will see, well, of course we will see people having fun today, but I think the level of how people will play today is going to be way higher than that game. So now we see they're going into the knife round, and this is just a knife round to decide who's going to,
veto
first.
Yeah. I think they can actually decide if they win whether they want to veto first or the other team has to veto first.
Absolutely. And what was I saying? Yes, yesterday we saw a lot of matches on Train, and we saw a lot of matches on Vertigo and Nuke. And I think just like if we're looking into the professional tournaments out there, Inferno is often the decider. And I think I hope we're going to see some more Inferno. It looks like we're going into an Inferno map, so I guess somebody heard me talking.
I have been screaming to get Inferno into the map pool, at least for the games we're going to see here, because, I love Inferno. I love watching that one, so looks like that will be the first map we're going into.
Yes. And to answer... is it only one game at a time? We're only going to show one game at a time, but the quarterfinals, all of them is going to be played at the same time. And then our producer is going to show maybe one map, then we swap around throughout the matches, and so we can see as many people possible.
Yeah. The idea is, if it's possible, we will watch one map first, and when the map is done, we will jump onto the next map of another match. So we keep a flow, especially for the quarterfinals, and hopefully we can show as much CS as possible for you out there.
And I'm very excited to see the matches today. I don't know about you, but I've been really looking forward to see how today's going to be run out, and to see, just to see some interesting stuff. Like yesterday, how people had the pattern all around, and they were like, you could see there were some teams that were really trying to, get that prize pool in, or prize money in. So yeah, on Inferno, it's A side we're gonna be watching.
Yes.
Right? And they can come through apps as well, long, short apps. So again, it's gonna be a map where the CTs have to be aware of 3 different possibilities.
Yeah, we talked a lot about it yesterday, mostly focusing on Train, which was the map we were looking at, compared to, for example, Overpass, where there's only Short and Monster. In this case, they have to decide whether they want to cut 1 or 2 spots off and then concentrate on the remaining spots. Hopefully. Sorry, I just got distracted. There was 2 incredible headshots from the server. But
we started.
but they have to decide which part they want to focus on, and then hopefully they can use smokes and Molotovs to keep the enemies out.
Yes. And as we saw, the first round went to Ito. It was it Svetguden who came out with 2. No, Hue came out with 2 nice shots. Or was it 1 each?
I think it was 1 each. So definitely impressive USP shots coming from Ito in the start of the game.
But I'll also say that is one thing that is, when you're looking at Inferno, like the CTs have a little bit of the advantage, while they can have like that long distance before like the terrorists can come up closer to them. And again, we see a nice deagle shot, and that we saw yesterday as well. The deagles can be very dangerous, but the round goes to Ito anyway.
And that's one of the things I see in the future for us as well, that we are most likely going to see more of these trades, which was the reason they got the round Ito. They were really fast to get the trade. And in general, I was quite surprised about the levels we saw yesterday. Even though there were some really high performances and some low performances, they were still a bit higher than I expected from the start, because it is like an open tournament. You can be whatever level you want to be to join, and yet it was quite some high CS we saw.
I would say a lot what we definitely noticed yesterday is how they're working close to each other. Like now we're seeing a 1 versus 1 situation, but if we are going to look into just the other rounds to come, I think we will be seeing a lot like how they're working close up against each other, being ready to do those refrags, because it is 2v2 tournament. So yeah, let's see. He's playing it safe from side. It's a very good position.
But Arad is doing a lot to make sure that all possible angles are cleared out.
Yes,
and he
you
will
should be able to spot him.
So it's like almost the only possible place he could be after all the other corners was checked,
yes.
and he got shot.
And I think we were going to see a little bit of a small buy from the T side. They're having a little bit of the money issues, but again, the Deagles can be doing, quite a dangerous job. So it's going to be exciting to see if they can find ahead maybe 2 and get the round in, their first round.
I would say if you're comfortable with the Deagle, definitely go for it in the rounds where you have less money. But one of the things about this wingman or 2 versus 2 is that you can almost always go for a Mac-10 or a MP9 and then still have a reasonable buy.
Yes, I completely agree with you. And now he's in a situation again where they have to find like the last player.
Oh, they
actually just timed each other. They just passed each other when he walked into the site. He should be able to spot him there, sitting.
Yeah, but it looked like he was kind of confused that he was actually planting the bomb. He went through the side, or kind of through the side, didn't see anything, and yet the bomb was planted.
It was right when they were like crossing each other. I think it was through the default box, this box right here. Like they have timed each other. Just the box he was just shooting at. It's funny to see these timings sometimes happening in all games. But Ito, Svetguden ended up with taking him down, and now they are on the 4th round, going into the 5th. Let's see if they're.
And that was really strong going forward through long for Svetguden. He totally surprised the 2 Alpha Scrubs players, taking him down.
I actually didn't even get to see. Did they use did the Huey flash for him from the short point of view, out mid, so Svetguden would go out and peek?
Yeah, it looked like there was
something like that was happening. And now they're both taking long. They're trying to take back.
Could surprise Svetguden. He gets 1, but is traded straight away from Sora. And then we are back to the 1 versus 1. Huey almost caught.
A little bit of a whiff there, and Alpha Scrubs take in their first round by a double kill from Sora on the T side.
Yeah, that's definitely an important round. Of course, every round is important, especially when the games are so short. But they need at least 2-3 rounds, in my opinion, if they should have a chance to get back into this game.
Yeah, I would say anything can happen in these short matches, and just to clarify to people out there, is short matches. So it's who first comes to 9 points.
Yeah.
So here, this is the last round before they swap sides, and then it's going to be decided after that. There's also overtime in it, in case that should happen. We saw one overtime game yesterday. There could have been multiple ones, but yeah, a nice trade and a nice trade back again. As we can see, how the CTs are working right now is that they're trying to play aggressive in mid, try to take the early control. Huey right now looks like the supporting, or not, yeah, well, now they start a new round, but Huey was the one supporting Sweatguden to push out on the long. So I think that we will see them being a little bit more aggressive as well on the T side, since they seem like the aggressive people on the CT side.
Yeah.
But now we swapped around. Alpha Scrubs got their first round on the CT side, and yeah.
But you can see, both for this round and the former round, it looks like they want to go heavily towards a short straight away. So I can only confirm what you said. We will most likely see them, first of all, go together, but it will be the more aggressive type of play they're going for. This Arad definitely practice. It's a Molo in top mid, yeah, straight away.
But they are pushing up through short once again, and I don't think they're prepared for them to be there that fast. I'm not sure if did the Molotov not hit? Did the Molotov maybe hit too late for them to push through, or did they actually just push through it and take that small amount of damage and just keep pushing it?
I think
we're gonna see a little bit of they're gonna do something different. I don't think they will be pushing short this time.
No.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure they just went through the Molo and took like a 10 or 20 HP or something like that.
And now they're working towards apps. When Alpha Scrubs on the T side, they didn't really use apps that much. I saw them in it like a few rounds. But yeah, if I was a CT person right now and they weren't pushing short like they have, I would already start being a little bit curious about, okay, they're doing something new. Be aware of apps, or be aware of like long, something like that.
Yeah.
Because they're suddenly changing. They're paced in how they're moving from the beginning of the round. But it's also good to do a little bit of a change. It keeps the CT up on their toes, and yeah, it keeps them wondering. So I would say that's really well played by Ito.
Yeah, I'm not sure I'm completely agreeing with the way that Alpha Scrubs is playing this one, because they're playing so defensively. They have no idea whether they're coming short, long, or apps. So they can still come from 3 sides. In this case, I would more likely push one of the entrances with my partner to make sure that, let's say they went through apps. Okay, that's not the way to go. Go down boiler, check short. Okay, if we haven't met them yet, then it will be long only.
Yeah. And now they are trying to take that aggressive. I think they understood now that they have to do something different, because, as you say, they can come from 3 different positions off, and they were having the SMGs in the round before as well, and that can be very hard to jiggle with when you're playing on side and if they're coming from long off. So yeah.
Oh, he tries to keep them in, but Huey actually wins the long distance fight with the MP9 against the AK.
And Ito takes the win of the first map. So yeah. What do you think about that match? It was the first match for today. It's the first map as well, so what do you think about it?
Well, first of all, it's kind of hard to know who picked the map. So in theory, it could be the winners, Ito's map pick, and thereby we will see a really good map 2 for that matchup. But as it is, we're going straight into the next map. That will be Doctor versus Toxic.
Again on Inferno.
Yeah.
Again, we will see it on Inferno. I'm excited for these Inferno matches. So it's good to see them. And it's 7-4 for Doctor. They are on the T side. And yeah, I remember Samba was the one yesterday who was clutching a lot. Right?
Yeah, I was about to say that.
He was clutching a lot on Nuke. And
it's good to see that Abe is really showing that he can be with this level as well. He's actually the one pulling the strings.
Yeah, and on Toxic we have the Tomiski and we have the guy I called Muke, 311. And the CTs are playing a little bit passive here. They're having a nice crossfire, one in small pit, and we have one on site holding the short and the ups. And it looks like the T side as well. They're taking their time. They're checking their angles. And an important thing, they're going together, like we talked about we would see today.
Yeah, I think this is the best case of playing defensively. They have more or less control about both the short from the guy on this side. He can see apps as well, and the last guy in the mini pit can actually watch long.
Really nice plays from the CT, having that crossfire to help each other out. It's just as important as if you're going together. So yeah, this game can still go both ways. I think they're having a little bit of a chit-chat talk in
using
T side.
a lot of time to do that.
But again, it's a map where we're only gonna watch the A side, so 2 minutes is a long time for the round. So you have a little bit of time to stand in spawn and dance a little bit with each other if that's what they want.
But I would say compared to the game that we just saw, playing aggressively from the CT side could totally have caught the Ts off guard. So yeah, again, there is a lot of time to get into the side, but if you're up against an aggressive CT side, that could have been catastrophic.
This is something I like the CTs are doing. Like they were both having that passive crossfire angle with each other, and now we're also seeing a little bit of the aggressive plays. It's nice to see how they're changing up how they're playing. And luckily this time the refrag went to the Doctor team, so they are up on match point.
Yeah, they need to win 2 rounds
Or
in a
map
row toxic.
point, not
Yeah,
match
map point. It
Map
is,
point.
of course, as we mentioned earlier, best of 3s in all stages. And we are currently starting at the quarterfinals. This is between the Doctor team and Toxic. 8-6 for the T. Sampa gets the first kill. Mugel taken down in mini pit, and he gets another one. Sampa.
He is just as warm as he was yesterday.
Yeah.
You must say. And
9-6.
9-6.
Doctor.
They take the win. They take the win. And but as well, they will go into the second map as well. And again, we don't know whose map pick it is, but we're going back to the first teams we were watching, Ito and Alpha Scrubs. They're now going to play on Overpass. Overpass, you will be playing through short, as we talked about, a monster. So this is a little bit harder for the Ts to get into the side, because you can choose to play passively as a CT, just hold 2 angles, because there is only those 2 opportunities. There's as well also connector, so it can also be a little bit of advantage for the Ts. I would say maybe if the CTs take short, because then again, if you take short, there are still 2 possibilities of where the Ts can come from. So you kind of put yourself in a little bit of a bad position if you're not going just for early info and falling back.
Yeah, I would say the largest difference between Overpass and the other maps is playing defensively on the CT side makes more sense in this map because you only have 2 entrances. If you push monster, you will have to, first of all, clear the monster area, but there could be one towards spawn, there could be one towards short, just holding. If you're pushing short, as you said before, they can both come from the monster area and they can come from tunnels. So I would say that compared to the other maps, it would be better to stay defensively on the CT side. But of course, you want to do the switch up, you want to change your play style to make the way you play more harder to read for the enemy team.
I remember we saw a lot yesterday that some CTs, they were taking like the early information by putting a smoke flash for monster, getting the early information if they're pushing early. And if they weren't, they would have a lot more focus towards short afterwards. So yeah, but I agree, it's an advantage for the CTs to take it passively. They also have the opportunity to play up from heaven if that's the case. So yeah, I would definitely say this is a CT-sided map.
Ito back in the game, they get their second round.
And it's even, 2-2. And again, it can go both ways.
Yeah, in this case, we will have Arad on the Deagle only, Sora on AK, so most likely he will be the one doing the entries. Hopefully he can take an enemy down, giving a weapon to his teammate. But it looks like they're gonna go relatively offensive towards monster, making sure nothing is coming there, and then they will go too short.
And here they are just holding the angles. They're waiting for the pushes, which is very smart of them because they probably knew that the CTs are gonna start search a little bit when they don't have any information. So yeah, it came out in the favor for Alpha Scrubs.
But I think that might have been the biggest mistake on this map. As we said before, this is the map where you can actually play defensively.
Yeah.
So there's no need to go out and get the information the same way you have to do it on, for example, train.
Especially not when they have been taking a little bit of information in Munster. Not that they had like the fully control of Munster, but they did take a little bit of the information from it. So to go search both places, they can only come from two places.
And we see the difference already now in the sixth round, the round right after the offensive play. They play defensively to get the first kill, and now they can just wait to the last guy, Sora. That, of course, he needs to get it to the side. He still have plenty of time, 1 minute, 15 seconds, but they will be two guys holding him.
And they should be playing it together. They should be playing close to each other, so we can see this refrag that is actually just happening here with Sweat refragging Huey that went down to the AK.
Yes, yet that was even closer that I think the CTs would have hoped for.
Yes, I agree with that. It got a little bit too close, but they ended up taking it, and there I think they played very, very smart. Here we see, again, aggressive, take short, and we see on the T's that they are pushing out Munster. Both of them.
Yeah, but I think if we have to defend the reason he's going offensively on the short in this round is because he only has the MP9. He needs to have close combat fights, and short would be the place to do that.
Yeah, or I would position myself in a spot around like Rain or close towards Munster. Definitely. But if they have like an individual thing about who's taking what, I'm sure they have a little bit planned. Then it's all fine. But again, going out, getting the information, running back again is also a good thing. Now, the 8th round before we're gonna swap sides goes to Alpha Scrubs.
4-4 for the T side, in that case for Alpha Scrubs.
Game.
Yeah, exactly. And I would say 4 rounds on overpass is quite fine for them.
It is. It is. It's going to be interesting to see how they choose to play the CT side here, if they are going to play more passively or they are not. We see an aggressive push from Ito here, pushing through Munster, getting some nice headshots with the luck. And the round goes to Ito.
Yeah, and we have to remember, it's Alpha Scrubs with the back against the wall. They lost the first map. They have to win this one to bring it to the 3rd map, or else they're out.
Yes. So there is maybe also a little bit of pressure there, but they got 4 rounds on the T side, and on the CT side, I would say now they have a good possibility of taking the game home. Now we see an aggressive push here by Huey, running into side, getting the information, get the first kill, pushing around.
That's getting way too close for him. He actually survives, even though he's having a 5-6 second duel with the enemy player. And yeah, luckily for him, the other guy wasn't ready to peek with him. So he actually gets the one on side and survives the battle afterwards. But 6-4 now for the T side, Ito.
And it is actually a hard position to hit with the Mag-10 and in the position where the CT was. So that was a nice shot. And again, we see a fast pace through Munster here by Swift. He gets taken down, and yeah, I'm not sure what the plan here was from the T side. I think he was maybe flashing, and that's why he was a little bit later out
it must
in
have been
Munster.
something like that.
But I would like them to see them play a little bit more close together. I think that's their strongest chance of taking these rounds.
But it was what you would normally call a bonus round in some cases, because they only had the Mag-10s and they could actually buy up on the AKs for now. So as we see, they will play more defensively, like they will check the sides, check the spots, and in this case, actually, Sweat Gooden gets a kill through the smoke. He's going through it, but he's not having his partner with him. That's a double kill for Arad. That should not be possible.
That is incredible. That is a huge round that Arad takes home for the CTs here. So now we can see that the Ts are having a little bit more trouble with the money, and we are going to see a Deagle take 9.
That's a huge pressure on the T side now, I would say.
Yeah. But they do have the first map in the bag, so they're not completely out in case they lose this. Then we will go further to the third map. But again, why take the chance? And we see a lot of damage getting with the Tech 9 onto Sora that stands here at the Toxic Barrel. And that just shows how dangerous, again, these pistols can be. And especially the Tech 9 is actually, it's not my favorite pistol. I wouldn't say I'm the best with it.
I love it.
I'm probably more of a CZ player. Haven't learned the Tech 9 yet, maybe I should, because I do get taken out by it often. So, yeah. But
oh, that's so well played by the Alpha Scrubs. Getting positions where they are not directly peeking at the same time, but for one of the Ts to get in a position where he can shoot at one guy, the other guy will spot him before from a different position, so he's not looking at it.
yeah. Yeah, but again, they were having a pistol buy, so they plan for this round to come, for this round to get into Ito's money bank.
Yeah, you should never say never on 2 versus 2 tournaments.
No.
But in this case, normally you would say that Ito is, they need to have this round because they were going into the next round only able to buy submachine guns. And then they have to win 2 rounds in a row to get this to overtime.
Yes, and we see that the CTs are playing a little bit closer to each other, playing a little bit more safe. Nice shot here from Yuri. Nice headshot angle. Sword takes Yuri back down, and now it's up to Sweatguden to get the round in for the Ts, and he doesn't, so the map point.
Yeah, two of them to Alpha Scrubs, possibly bringing this game into a third map from the start of the day.
It's close, it's interesting. It just shows what kind of level of CS we're gonna see in these 2v2 tournaments. When you're hearing about a 2v2 tournament, you don't always think that it's gonna be something that most people take really seriously. But you can see that, you know, they want to win. They want to get those extra money in the bank and play some good CS.
And they do it. They bring this game into the third map.
They do. Interesting. It's, yeah, first match of the day, and we're gonna see 2 teams going into third map. And we're getting a little bit of a view of Reaper Esport now. I know there's some people in the chat that has been asking a little bit for Reaper, so now you can get a little bit, game time of them. And they're playing against dog players, who we also saw yesterday.
And this should be map 2 of the game?
Yeah, it should be map 2. I don't know if we can see who won the first map. Maybe one of you out there know who won the first map. But yeah, we are seeing, there you go. It's map 1. Okay, thank you. Maybe they were a little bit slower to start, I guess. Okay, so it's map 1 we're seeing here, Reaper and dog players. And it's even, 3-3. And to put a little bit of a summary on with the other maps. From here, you can come from mid and you can come from B, and this B side is play on.
You just keep on. I think I'm able to find out something about the games.
And the round goes down to dog players who get some nice shots. CTs now also have the possibility to buy up and get this round down. I think we'll be seeing that. And it's going to be the last round of this half before they are swapping sides. I'm actually not sure what I would say that this map is more referring to. Is it T side or CT side? I think I might stick to CT sided on this 2v2 possibility. Because again, they can come from 2 angles, but there's also a lot more possibility of how you can play it as a T here. So it's gonna be interesting. Slack Sparrow is down and is now up to Fresh to take in the 5th round for dog players before they are going to swap sides. And he gets taken down 4-4.5, and we're gonna swap sides. Let's see if it's gonna be Reaper Esport or dog players who's gonna take the first map down.
This is so confusing.
Well,
that looks like it's 9 teams.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
it's
I-
Doctor
I,
and Toxic out scrubs in it too.
Yes.
So,
that-
well, if this is correct, this should be one of the semifinals, I guess, because Reaper Esport won the first map, and
Okay, so it's
dog
map
players.
1 of on the semifinals. Okay, but we saw Slack Sparrow here with the 2 nice headshots in the pistol round. So it's a good start from dog players. It's an extra quarterfinal.
yeah, it seems like there was 9 teams on this spot.
Okay.
So I guess these guys actually played around before the quarterfinals.
Well,
Yeah.
again, Slack Sparrow, 2 easy kills onto mid, and they are taking in their 6th round. It was also a little bit of a save from Reaper Esport. They're playing it safe, and which is very smart. So yeah, they didn't really have anything to lose the round before, but now is the time for the T's, Reaper Esport, to take in a few rounds to win this map. We're seeing that Fresh here is taking the control onto the B ramp. It's a very common thing as well to do in like the normal 5v5 games, competitive games. And again, these smokes are taking out a lot of the time for the T's to push forward, and it's also eliminating the chance for them to go like faster.
Yeah, but I think one of the many things I would say about this is they actually don't play together on the T side. They have one mid and one is pushing for B. The guy gets down towards B side, and Slack Sparrow knows straight away he can just go back. His teammate can go back towards side as well, and they can play it together.
And I think already now they have read them pretty good. They know like it was just one guy pushing stairs, and there's not that other guy to refrag him, which means he's most likely gonna be coming from mid or CT wrapping around. So they are both focusing on it right
can
now.
see through
It's-
the gap of the smoke.
It's very well read by the CTs here as they're taking in the 7th round on the CT side.
Huge pressure on Reaper Esport now, 7-4 for the dog players. Slack Sparrow and Fresh playing this one really good at the moment. Now we see that they're going together, but that's only with Deagles. And playing the offensive Molo makes time for him. I think he only spots one guy, but still his teammate Slack Sparrow is going towards the side, back into Guardian. Peeks in the middle, sees nothing. This will be up for Fresh. Can he get 1 or 2 down? Spots the first one. Again on the edge of the smoke.
Let's see if he's gonna find the second one. The second one is hiding down there. Sometimes it can be hard to see them, but I think he spotted a little bit of him there. Didn't he?
Oh, he's pushing forward. He's really using this MP9 to his advantage.
I
He's
think
going-
I think he spotted him right there, and because he's having the MP9, he was just like,
This is
I know
my time.
I know my teammate is gonna refrag me in case I die, but I'm gonna go get some extra money in the bank for us.
Yeah, but I actually think he capped, or almost capped, going for the money. So he just bought up to the M4 now, even though he had the possibility to just keep the weapon. And
Yes.
well, yeah, he can't bank anymore.
And now dog players are having map point. It's 1 versus 1, and it's gonna be Stian Rohr, who is gonna try to save the day for Reaper Esport by taking in the round. He spots him, and he's keeping Reaper Esport alive by taking in the 5th round for them. But they still need 3 rounds, and then they have to go to overtime. So can they do it? It's gonna be hard, but it is possible.
Yeah, but yeah, even though they get the round, they're still really close on the edge compared to their economy. So they need a round where they both survive to be able to keep the flow steady. They need, as you said, all 3 rounds in a row now just to get to overtime. This will be really hard, but I like this play. They're going together this time to, yeah, of course, get the 2 versus 1, but they have the possibility to refrag each other in case they're going down.
Now they're playing a little bit slower out here in mid, and they're going together, and they're having rifles. But Fresh does have the early information on B ramp, so they're, I guess that this Slack Sparrow is taking both down, but he also knew by his teammate that the possibility of them coming there is going to be big. And it makes dog players take down the first map. And we are now in the third map of Alpha Scrubs and Ito, who's 1-1. They are playing the decider map of who's going to further to the semifinals.
And I would actually say this is quite surprisingly Alpha Scrubs in the front, 5-2, compared to what we've seen from Svedguden and Huey.
Yeah.
Both earlier from the first map, but also yesterday in the games we saw that. Surprisingly, they're getting smacked right now, 6-2.
6-2, and they were, but again, we just swapped sides, and yeah, well, the T's can come from they can come from 3 places. They can also come from window room in case, but the C's can get the window room if they want. So yeah, maybe it's like more closer to a 50-50 this map.
Yeah, I would say in this case we also see, no, I'm sorry, I was a bit too fast there. I think it's more CT-sided, actually.
Okay.
So I think it gives, it has some sense to it that they got 6 rounds. Maybe 6 rounds is a bit much, but 5-3 would make more sense in my opinion.
What you could do is that you can play it super passively as CTs and just be around ramp. They can't come from behind. They can only come from window room, double door, and single door. Am I correct?
That's true.
Yeah.
In theory, they could just play in left and right side on the ramp.
On the ramp, and then they would have the information. So yeah, I can see that it's a little bit more towards the CT side.
I think the how to say it, the difference from this map. We've talked a lot about the differences from map to map and why you should choose whatever. But on Nuke, even though they have 3 possible ways to get into B side, no matter what, they have to make a sound. 2 of the ways has doors, and the last one is windows. So in that case, you can just stay back. If you hear the window, you know it's that one, or else you can hear, is it the left or the right door? So you know which part they're coming from.
And now we can see that Ito have been taking the first 2 rounds since they swapped sides, so it means that they are coming a little bit back into the game. They haven't the MP9, so it's a little bit of a free round for them. The long distance MP9 takes down Arad as well, and Svedguden is taking some money in the bank with the MP9, and he is also getting the AK and is now upgraded, where we on the T side now will see a small buy or eco buy.
Going for the Deagles again.
I don't know if you can say eco buy, eco round. With the Deagles, but the round can still go to anyone. I'm not gonna be judging out from the buy because...
So in this case, Svedguden behind the silo can take control of window and door. Holy
that's what I mean.
damn, what a shot.
That's what I mean. The Deagles can do a lot of damage.
Here gets one, he spots the other one in the window, switches to the AK, and he actually peeks out, gets the headshot, and another round for the CT, 6-6.
I must say, I really hope for Alpha Scrubs to get this round just because of the first really nice 1-league we saw by Arad. It was, you know, it made me believe in the Deagle, so, but yes, evened up now, 6-6. But it's like they are playing the same positions on the CT side. It looks like he's playing again behind the CT. It's also a really good position to be in, since you get you can get a lot of the information and still be hiding. Now he's taking out, but I think the T's have noticed where he's playing. I think they have read him, like where he chooses to play, so he gets wall banked. And it's 7-6 to Alpha Scrubs now. And I hope, or I don't hope, but I think we'll be seeing a little bit of a change up now from the CTs because they have been read how they are playing.
Yeah, they need to change their playstyle in order to come up with a new idea. Doors broken immediately. Sora is caught in the fire, gets taken down, but at least get a lot of damage into Huey. He's down to 8 HP. It's up to Arad. Can he take down 2 players? Spots the first one, gets him. The other one, only a single bullet is enough to take him down. Windows still not broken. This gives Huey a big opportunity to get away. Oh, they're both out towards the side. Arad will come in the back of Huey. Oh, he's back
each other here. He's gonna be coming over at the window glasses, and he's just looking at it right now.
It feels like they are
They are-
playing each other's
Yes.
positions.
They
in
are
the really
walking
good.
around each other and
And
they're
now they
like, they don't understand, where is this person?
It's been so long, they have absolutely no idea. Yeah, Huey went back towards the silo position, caught Arad off guard, and they get the 14th round of total, 7-7 between Alpha Scrubs and Ito. This is, as far as I can see, the last quarterfinal map we have
Yes, but
still running.
well, I can assume that probably the other ones have been ending 2-0
Yeah.
in the choice of maps. And this is the first one we spotted, and it's going into the third map. This is the decider map of who's going to go further to the semifinals between Alpha Scrubs and Ito. And now, who's going to get in and get that lead of the 8th round and having the match point? Is 1-1. Is it going to be Svetguden who takes down Arad or opposite?
It is the AK on the CT side versus Galil. Svetguden has an idea. He's coming from either window or the double doors. On the other side, Arad has no idea. He's spotting the right place, but he doesn't know. Oh, he spots the head. Knows he's behind Silo. Gets some
He
shots
has the
in, misses it.
information now.
Oh, that nade tags him to 65. He has to peek out. Gets the kill, and Alpha Scrubs going in front, 8-7. That's
Match point. Or either it's going to be match, like, either they're winning or we will see an overtime. I would love to see an overtime between these two teams. It's been very close from the beginning of. But I would say Arad played it very smart that round.
Yeah.
He knew the information, and instead of falling back, swapping into another position, he took advantage of knowing where it is that the CT was and made an act out from it.
Oh, yeah. Arad takes out Svetguden, means Huey has to do a huge 1 versus 2 clutch situation to keep Ito in this game.
The tees as well, you can see how they're taking it slow. They know that this round is so important. They're taking their time, clearing angles, using a lot of their utility, which I actually don't think we've been seeing them do a lot.
Huey gets the first one, but is instantly taken down, and that means we have found the last team to go through from the quarterfinals.
Yes, yes. It ended in 3 maps. It was an interesting game. Interesting 3 maps to watch. And for those people who are just joining in, this is the 2v2 tournament by Game Reactor.
Yeah, hosted by Game Reactor, and it's the 20th anniversary of Hyperx, sponsoring all these amazing prizes we have for the first, second, and third place. And of course, there is the 1,000 euro for the winning team as well.
And if you're just joining in now, we are been through all the quarterfinals matches, and we're now turning into semifinals, where we will be watching. We can always see dog players again, Reaper Esport. They just played a map that went to dog players. So now it's going to be Reaper who's going to try to keep himself alive in the semifinals here.
To be honest, it seems like we have 5 teams on, so how we are going to fix that, I'm not sure. But it is Reaper Esport and dog players playing right now. We have GG Last Dance and Doctor on the other game. And then we had, of course, Ito that just finished up before.
Interesting.
Yeah, no idea how that's going to be going up. But yeah, pretty sure that the admins has everything under control.
Shot from the team here. Takes down 2 and gets the first round in for Reaper Esport. So yeah, they take in the first round from Reaper Esport, and Dog Players is having 6 rounds on CT sides, and we talked about it yesterday on train that this is actually a little bit more of a T side, but we also talked about how do you call important it is to use the utilities for the CTs on this map. And they take in again. Lars takes down 2 kills.
Yeah, that
with
was
the AWP.
really impressive AVP playing by the T. It was at that point he really flicked with the AWPs, got the kills, got the round as well, bringing it to 2-6, giving them a small chance. Reaper Esport, but this is definitely helping them as well. Headshot on Fresh. Slag Sparrow down to 1 HP. That's going to be hard to recover from.
Takes
Last
down
year.
both of them.
Yeah.
Takes down both and had a very important impact for the CTs, for Reaper Esport, by taking in the last round with a nice 2k on the T side, and as well as the first round for the CT side by them. So yeah, everything can still happen, but again, I think dog players have the advantage for this map. Nice
Oh,
headshot
what a
from
headshot.
Fresh on Stianor, who stands down in Ivy. But
Yet another
Lars,
round?
once again, clutches the round. Takes in literally the third round for Reaper, because, yeah, he's having the 2 kills the last 3 rounds they've been playing.
Feeling the pressure, Reaper Esport, but living up to it. They know they have to get back in this match just to keep it in for a third possible map. Lars is stepping up, gets another one. Fresh taken down. Slag Sparrow gets up from Pop, but is instantly taking down another 2 kills from Lars.
He is on fire right now. Lars is in it to win it.
Yeah, definitely.
He is not done playing, and he's gonna do whatever he can to get some rounds in for the CT sides here. He's being a good teammate, and if I were to tease right now, I would start changing up the pace a little bit of how they're working in.
Oh,
Nice
they are
flashes.
definitely doing that. That surprises them, caught them off guard. Lars and Stian taken down instantly by Slag Sparrow, and they get another round to the dog players, 7-5 now.
I think they're also talking a little bit on the T side from the first map point. Slack was really on fire the first map they played. So by him flashing or getting flashed in, getting those 2 who looked like easy kills for him is very well played. Now it's opposite. Now he is flashing in for his teammate. He has the information about where he is.
Yeah, Fresh gets the first instantly traded Slag Sparrow. Gets the kill on Stian, and it brings dog players to 8-5. And that must be map and match point then.
Yes, it's map and match point for dog players. Reaper has to take in 3 rounds now to go to overtime to have the chance for playing further in this tournament.
Yeah.
What are they gonna change it up a little bit? They do have a pistol, so they're not having the best buy as they probably wanted to, but they.
Oh, he misses Lars. And that could be it for the teams. Dog players is advancing. We have a Reaper Esport out of the tournament.
GG, well played Reaper Esport. It was nice having you with us. It was very well played.
Going
And-
on to the next match. That was Doctor versus GG Last Dance.
And as we can see, GG Last Dance is having the upper hand of 4 rounds, 4-0 towards the Doctor. I would actually say the favorites for this one would be Doctor, but again, it's still possible. They take in the first round now, so let's see if this is their road to win the map now. Is this the first? Do you know if this is the first map they're playing?
I'm just checking.
You're checking. It sounds good. Sounds perfect. Couldn't have done it without you. How is the cheese choosing to play? I think they're doing the flash piece for one another. One is going towards Pop Dog, and one is already out Olaf. There's no chance of refracking, but maybe by getting down in Pop. And I guess there was a sound cue that he heard him in Pop, was aware of it. Even blinded, he takes him down. Don't know the names of the T's, but they would be called Anchor and Banjo.
I'm pretty sure that's the auto-generated names because the players are muted from Valve servers.
Yes, I'm sure you're right about that. So their name would be Anchor and Banjo. Samba, again, as we saw yesterday, and as we also got a little bit of a view off earlier, we saw a little bit between them. He is the clutch meister on their team. going into the 7th round, there's only pistols on the T side. So this should be a round for the CT side. Easy and clean. We see him sneaking a little bit. Ivy, walk a bit faster. There should have been a sound cue from the CT that was stop sign. I think they're aware of it now.
I think they're aware of the possibility, but it looks like they're still kind of unaware whether he's coming from Ivy or coming out from the other two spots of main and pop. And this gives him a possibility to at least surprise the CTs coming from the old bomb train spot. Is he looking to his left? No one there. Guess he went up heaven. Picking gets one. And Zampa actually was looking behind in case he went all the way around, wrapping up. But he doesn't know that Abe is right above him.
This is going to be an interesting fight.
Is he ready for it? That actually goes to Banyo.
Nice clutch. I take it back. I said this should be an easy round for the CTs, but I guess it wasn't. It just shows what the Deagle can do, and with a little bit of patience, you can easily take a round down with just smaller buys.
Yeah, the CTs went for the defensive approach. They got the first kill, they went back, but they actually didn't play it from the same position, so they didn't have the chance to actually trade each other.
Yes.
So he got the first kill, went in to take the weapon, but still it took so long time before he actually did his next move that the CT player was unaware what was coming for him. And this time Banyo takes the first down, Abe goes down, Zampa knows there's one Ivy but doesn't know anything about the second player. Still looking towards main. But we see both Anchor and Banyo going together. This gives them the huge opportunity to play it as a team instead of going for these 1 versus 1.
And they're playing it very nice, steady, patient, movement, speed, tempo. They're playing it safe. They know that they need to, take it slow, play together, get the rounds in.
Gets the first. But
He's also been very patient in Pop Dog, just sitting there, not showing, not doing anything. Also makes the T's questioning where he is. He could be wrapping around behind him, Ivy and main everywhere. So he's also been playing this very patient. He's getting into a new position for the T's, but I think Banyo just spotted him jumping up around there. Has some sound cue.
Well played by Banyo. Just checks all the spots possible. And even though he's jumping around and tries to do a surprise move, he gets taken down. And another round for the GG last dance, 6-2, while they are now swapping towards the CT side. You said it before, you would say that Doctor, compared to how we've seen them play so far in this tournament, could have been the major factor in this game. But it looks like that GG Last Dance has more or less control of this so far at least, but this round goes to Doctor. They play together, even though it's from two different positions. They actually pressure the CTs enough that he gets a bit uncomfortable in his situation.
Yeah, but there is also just so many angles you have to be aware of as CT. And this is where I think that the Doctor, they are obviously still having a chance, but I believe that going into this T side, there's just so much more opportunities for them. They know they're playing slow. They are starting to worry a little bit about Ivy, which is a smart move because that is where they're coming from. But if they don't take that information peak, they would have to start searching somewhere else, because in this case, they don't have the amount of utility to keep holding them back. It's a nice leg shot with the scout onto Samba in Ivy.
They are smart here. They're playing the Deagle short, close up, and then they have Anchor on the scout. He went back, he got 2 tags in, but that's it for this round. Anchor gets in on the long distance. Of course, the Deagle is not a bad weapon having a long distance fight, but scouting is much better in this case, and 7-3 now.
But that's also why it is important to get that information, because getting the information in Ivy, he knows he can position himself in a longer distance position, like towards Ivy or towards the back line here, as we see towards Electric. So now they are ahead, 7-3.
Once again, a double hit with the scout, takes out Abyss. Sampa trades on anchor. That means they both have an idea where he's coming from. Banyu takes out Sampa, 8-3 for GG Last Dance.
It says match point, but it is map point. It is map point as it is first map in between these two teams, and who knows, maybe this is just GG Last Dance best map of the 5 that they can choose in between, and maybe we will see Doctor just having the advantage on the new map, and we see Banyu just swinging out, peeking into main, getting a nice headshot with the M4 onto Samba. Abbe knows where the last one was.
He's still at the same position, but he gets the upper hand.
Yes.
9-3 for GG Last Dance against Doctor.
Yes. So they take down the first map, but we will be seeing them going into second map, hopefully giving a strong, how do you say, a stronger mentality coming in.
They need a 30-second
need a
break.
boost. They need a little sip of water, and then they will be ready for the second map as well.
I'm actually unsure how it's going to work out. It seems like we have Alpha Scrubs and Dog players on, so we're just waiting for this map to start again. So it's going to be the same teams we're going to look into.
Okay, that sounds good. As we're waiting a little bit, you can show off the prices a little bit.
Yeah, we have the Hyperx Alloy Origins, 65 keyboard, I think it is, for the winner, as well as this Hyperx Cloud Alpha Wireless. We have the Haste Black Pulsefire Hyperx mouse and a mousepad.
Mousepad, yes.
Alongside, of course, with the main prize of €1,000.
And even though if you're in the tournament and you're not getting the first, second, or the third prize money or hardware, there is also an opportunity to win something in the giveaway, which will be happening after the finals. And in that giveaway, this one over here is going to be in it. And yeah, if you've been participating in the tournament, you'll have a chance still to win a little bit of a prize. So you don't have to go empty-handed. Yeah.
So, of course, stay tuned. You still have the possibility, even though you're out of the tournament, to win these fantastic prizes. Of course, sponsored by Hyperx, which is the main reason of this tournament, the 20th anniversary.
Yes. But we saw, I'm just curious, because we had Reaper Esport, and that, to me, sounds like we have a team that is coming from some sort of an organization, since they're calling themselves Esport. It's not something I know, like I'm sure about, but it sounds like it. But looking at the other names, I think it's maybe just two friends having a great time, wanting to go in and play a little bit for fun and win a little bit of money. But do you think that there's other teams in here than the Reaper Esport who came from some sort of a organization or?
I'm not completely sure about that. I haven't gone through the teams, but going into a 2 versus 2 tournament, I think there's a larger possibility that even though maybe 2 of the same guys is from the same team, they won't represent the team by name necessarily.
Okay.
So even though there could be other teams playing out there as 2 players from the same team, I still think they would go under another name because they're not obligated to play with the name because it's not a 5 versus 5 tournament.
Yeah, we do see, well, I would say we do see that there is, just like in other games as well, not only in Counter-Strike, but there is going to be these sort of wingman tournaments a lot more than we have seen if we just look in years back. It's a new thing that I think is coming out, so I would say there is probably also going to be people who are practicing up to these wingman tournaments. As we could also see on the Inferno especially, how he knows from the position where he's standing at, how he's mulling mid, like he knows the timing. And so I think there has been some people that has been cracking into playing this sort of 2v2 setup tournament.
I still think there's quite some way to actually have dedicated 2 versus 2 teams, yes. But there's no doubt that people are using more time to actually try these wingman maps to make sure how they can play them, because tournaments are slowly rising. We know from, I know, is it Ispatel that has something with Hyperx as well in 2 versus 2 tournaments. I think Red Bull with the flick as well. So there's definitely being posted more money into 2 versus 2 tournaments. So there's a reason to actually practice it. But going into dedicated 2 versus 2 teams, I think there's still quite a way.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you. I think there will be the competitive mean of it will take a longer time before it gets there. And I also think that there has to be some sort of a change with the maps. Because as we see them now, that is just how they're constructed, just cut off some of the map, some of the map. And I think you need to do a little bit of changes as well when you're playing a 2v2. It doesn't have to be a whole big change. It can just be putting in something to the map as we see in when you're warming up from the beginning. You see how they made that warm up when they're playing 1-on-1 with the boxes. You have a little bit of a view, but they changed it a little bit. And I think if they do that into the maps as well as just changing up a little bit, I think that could as well bring it to become more competitive.
Dedicated 2 versus 2 maps. That's what you're...
Dedicated 2 versus 2 maps, exactly. Exactly. I know there's some people in the chat who's asking what's going on. 3 teams remain, so that's an issue.
Know that the admins are looking into that. Not sure about the server.
I think they're already looking into it right now. So be patient, and I'm sure, well, we can already now see we're going into a match. Be patient with them. I know they're working hard, and it is Sunday as well.
It is.
It is Sunday. We have to remember it's Sunday, and you know, it's the last day of the week, so they are maybe a little bit slower than the weekdays. I don't know, but I know they're looking into it, so it's gonna be fixed anytime soon. Perfect. You already get an answer there. We got a little bit of a glimpse of going into a train, probably a knife round.
That should be because the 2 teams we have to see again was it GG Last Dance and Doctor? They just played on train, so
yes,
it should be a new map.
It should be a new map, but then again, they are then again gonna knife about who's gonna start on what side.
Yeah, they should be.
Yeah.
But on the new map.
But on the new map. It's a little bit of a different concept. As you explained earlier, they are knifing for the veto on train, but then afterwards they're knifing on the maps on who is going to start on what side. Yes. So yeah, what teams do we have left for today? Who is further into the semifinals right now?
Alpha Scrubs.
Scrubs?
Yeah, they beat Ito.
Yes.
And then we have a Dog Players that just won 2-0 against Reaper Esport. And then there is, of course, the last match of GG Last Dance and Doctor. So that will mean that we have 3 teams left. And that's what they are writing in the chat that the admins have to look at. But I'm pretty sure they're already trying to fix a problem.
I'm sure they are. It can happen. Yeah. We are 4 teams left. What's going on? Well, I'm sure they're working on it in Discord. Again, be patient. And it will be back very soon.
It looks like one of the teams got kicked from the server, so that's why they are remaking it most likely.
Yeah, that sort of stuff can happen if you're, sometimes there is some in the configs if you're maybe shooting your teammates or something too much, or you know, then you can get, maybe that's that could be something that happened. I don't know about it, but that could be an ideal reason for it. But from the teams today, who do you think have the biggest chance of taking the win with them home?
Oh, that's tough to say. I would say that I'm pretty impressed by Dog Players, how they have been performing so far. I am not sure that what we see on this map, it says GG Last Dance and Dog Players, right?
Yes.
Which should not be the match.
I'm sure they're figuring it out. Yeah. But from the teams that we've been seeing, who's further? Who do you think have the biggest chance? Do you think Dog Players is the one that's going to take down take with them home the prize today?
I think that's tough. Well, yeah.
Well, I'm not expecting you to give the correct answer. Maybe just from what you've seen.
I've been impressed by dog players, but I think that the team winning the map against GG Last Dance and Doctor, I think they could be the one going the entire way for the first prize.
Yeah.
That's my.
So you think that
bet.
that those two are the strongest teams that we are having?
I think that it's the two teams that have been performing the best.
The best.
Not necessarily the best teams. I'm not going to say who's better than the other ones, but what we've seen, I think they are the teams that have been performing the best.
So if we were looking into a major or something, those are the people that you would put your coins into.
Oh yeah. If you put it up like that.
Yeah, that's how I'm seeing it. I know we're not favoritizing anyone at all, but it's just funny to see like what your point of view was to who do you think that's going to take it. I have absolutely no clue who I would say would be taking it home, but I think you're true with the Doctor, maybe. Dog players as well. I think it's hard. It's, again, in these 2v2 tournaments, it can go both ways. You need to be performing from the beginning because it is such a short time. Or it's a short match, so you don't have many rounds to make a comeback with. So you kind of have to be performing from the start. There's a little bit of dog players cheering in the chat, and that's funny to see as well. If there's anybody out there who's cheering on certain teams, you can also be, maybe there's parents out there. I don't know what age we are having with us.
I think so far what we've seen in chat is just the players right.
Yeah, most likely it's just the players having a little bit of a chat to each other, which is also fine.
But I think you're right on that one, because you don't really have the chance to getting back in a game. Let's say you're behind 4 or 5-0 in a normal 5 versus 5 game. Well, there's still plenty of rounds. But going into this where you only have 8 rounds on a side, then you kind of need to win the last remaining rounds if you just have a little chance of getting back into the game.
That is exactly what I'm saying. You need to be there from the beginning. You're having a little bit of a fan out there. No, so yeah, that's what I'm meaning. That you're only playing first to 9 rounds. So whoever first gets 9 rounds is the one winning. So you don't have time to have too many bad rounds from the beginning of. So it kind of, I think that's also why we can see a little bit of a change. Who was it? Samba yesterday was really clutching it through, where we now just saw that he was having a little bit of a hard time. And again, I think that's because you have good games and you have bad games, but here you need to be stable. Yeah.
That's both counting for the rounds because there's less rounds, but you're only 2 players on the teams as well. So if you're not performing, you don't have 4 guys behind you that can pull you up. It's just you and your one wingman that has to do the stuff. So yeah.
You're only a 2-man army, and like what I think you sometimes can see, well, from some teams, I especially see Glaive and Kerrigan as IGLs on their teams, how they sometimes just use themselves, not as a decoy, but to, I remember this one game where Kerrigan on Inferno, he was like jumping on Inferno over mid to take the crosshair from the CTs over to him to make his own teammates to get out there and take them down. You really don't have that possibility here because you are only 2 people on each team.
They are baiting. I think that's the word.
Yes.
Not either that or decoy. So
yeah.
But yeah, and on the other hand, it makes sense because they are going out, they can see if they can do anything first, and if they die, they have the possibility to use the time to, I would not say micromanage the team, but they can look at each other's screens and make sure that they're doing what they're supposed to do. So they can use more of the time on the team to make them perform better. And that's the whole idea of in-game leading. Of course, you have to make mid-round calls, but also making sure that your team is performing the best.
Yes. But as well, they also get like the bigger overview, like of the map looking from everyone's perspective. So that's one of the things I think that especially those two are doing a great job with. And I know we talked a little bit about it yesterday, about Device coming back in to Astralis.
Yeah.
I know they were having a meetup as well yesterday with down in the Nexus, where they were having a little meet and greet. I'm really looking forward to see Device back on Astralis, see how it's going to change Team into becoming now, because it's been a little bit off the rack. They've been fighting and they've been having good games. They've been having good tournaments. But yeah, I am very excited to see. Sadly, we won't see them to Blast. That is coming.
Both the Major and the Blast.
Yeah, that's very sad. But they have time to practice now and come back strong and perform for the next one.
Yeah, there's no doubt that they have been having a rough time. As we said, Blast and the Major is out of their hands now.
Yes.
So they have to come back strong.
They have, but again, they have a lot of time now to prepare themselves to come back even stronger than they maybe have been showing so far. So who do you think is the teams that are performing the best at the moment? Ooh, hard question.
Yeah, it is. Well, I think at the moment it's hard to say that one team is just that much better than everyone else. The field is so close at the moment.
Yes.
Like back in the days when we started going to Go, we still had the Source and Go lab over. You had NIP, was it 83 or 87 games they won in a row? Maps, actually, I think. They had total control of everything. We have the Astralis era. There was some point where Liquid also did a lot. We had the Brazilian teams doing good stuff. So these eras, I think we are not going to see that many of going into the next period, because everyone can beat everyone nowadays. Like top 15 teams, they just beat each other.
I would also say this time right now is going to be a good time for new teams as well to come in, because it is so close right now. And we did see now we have a big winning streak in tournaments and stuff. But now we see, like, then it was a little bit of G2, and then we saw a little bit of FaZe winning, and then it's all around right now. So I think right now is a good time to come in and can show early early presence in top 50 maybe.
Perfect timing to go in and totally surprise everyone else.
Totally surprise. And with that said as well, we can also see just from the beginning of this year, the females, Counter-Strike as well, have been growing.
Steadily going back into the scene after who made the decision. The ESL Impact is who's arranging that?
Yes, exactly. They're
posting, is it 500,000?
Oh, I'm actually not sure what
euro into the women's scene.
Yes, but I think that is for the year in general.
Yeah, it is.
So it's not only like Europe or North America. It's all of them. It's still something, and it's still something to motivate like a lot of the females out there. So I think a lot of them have got, how do you say the phrase in English, blood on the teeth?
Oh, yeah.
How do you say that in English? I only know the Danish one, but I think they are having the firepower now to also, put in the time, put in the effort to become better, because it was hard before in the time as a female player to, how can you say, keep the motivation up when there was never anything you could kind of get out of it. We didn't have the same opportunities as the male players had. So, but now we're seeing NIP picking up a female team. Astralis just picked up a female team. We are having EG, we're having Big, and so that's something that I'm very excited to see. But I think, are we ready maybe with the next match, or is it? I can see we're getting a little bit into GG Last Dance and Dog players. I guess those are going to be the one we're going to see in a bit. But we're still missing one player on the server.
Still unsure what the plan is, because It was GG Last Dance and Dog Players we saw before. Sorry, not Doctor.
Yeah.
They haven't finished that game
Yeah,
yet.
they only played one map.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there is a little bit of a party here.
I think it's because they just played the football game between Lyngby and AGF.
That's true.
That's,
that's true.
just
that's
straight up. So
That's true. It's probably people coming back home from the football match. That's most likely.
they're having a party out there.
They are having fun. Let me just say that. So no, it's very exciting to see how the female scene as well is growing in Counter-Strike now, and I'm very excited. They just played. A qualification. I think it's to go to Spain maybe in the new year. I don't think it's going to be in this year. I think it's going to be in the start of next year. Oh, but don't hang me up on that. I'm not sure. Where we are going to see, I don't remember who qualified, but yeah, it's awesome to see that they're also coming out on the lands again.
Correct me if I'm mistaken, but I think that Flames Shield Maidens just posted something out that they qualified.
That's true. But but there are two teams. I think.
Yeah, that could have been.
I think there's two teams who qualified, but again, I'm sure there will also be multiple qualifiers as well.
No, only two teams going.
Only two teams going in, facing up. No, so that's something I'm gonna look forward to see more of. It is becoming way more competitive. Threadwater.
So yeah, if you have any questions out there, please just write them. Please don't be about the tournament itself, because I know the admins are working on it, and we can't.
They are doing their best right now to correct it up or figuring it out. To be honest.
It's a normal 2 versus 2. It is the normal wingman maps, from Counter-Strike.
Yeah, but I think if you're playing the wingman itself in Counter-Strike, you have way more maps to pick in between.
Yeah,
where I think
correct.
here you only have the 5 maps as we have listed, that I can just say again. We have Nuke, we have Vertigo, we have Overpass, Train, and Inferno.
Yeah.
Those are the 5 maps that they're going to play, and it is best of 3. So we're also going to see most of the maps being played. I don't think there's not a map we haven't seen.
Nope.
And I think today has been really well spread out with the maps. Of course, we also saw one team through 3 maps. So we saw 3 different,
But I think that makes sense, because we're going into the best of 3 maps instead of just a single map. So there's a big possibility that you will automatically hit a lot of maps if they're going into all 3.
Yes, so. Yes. And again, who was it again? It was Alpha Scrubs and was it Ito who played who was it who played the 3 maps again? It was Alpha Scrubs. Who were they playing against? The best of 3 that we just saw.
Yeah,
well, it was.
It was.
Ito?
Yeah.
Yes. And we're Alpha Scrubs. What maps did they play? They played
Inferno.
They played Inferno as to begin with, and they ended up on Nuke on the last one, and then they had Overpass, correct?
It must have been Overpass, yes.
I'm pretty sure it was Overpass the last one, so it is nice to see a little bit of a change from yesterday, where we saw a lot of Train yesterday.
Yes.
And Train is, if you think about these 5 maps, Train is the only one who's actually not really in the actual map pool that you are seeing in Counter-Strike 5 versus 5. Where you have, it got swapped out with Ancient.
So that could actually be the reason they're playing it.
Yes.
Like now they have a chance to go into Train, because, well, it's not normally played in.
Yes, they're like, we miss Train, so let's get back in and play Train. I think we did that on the same time.
I was not going to finish that sentence. Like we talked about it yesterday, I don't think Train was the good map. I love that it was changed for Ancient, even though I'm not playing Ancient that much.
Yeah,
but
I had an Ancient game yesterday, and let me just say, yes. I think we won the game, but Ancient it's still not my most comfortable map. But
so it wasn't a 30 bomb from your side?
Almost, actually,
Almost,
I think. But
okay.
I also think it went into overtime, so that makes it a little bit easier to get into that. Yes, dog players won. You didn't connect. Oh, so dog players won against what? When we were watching GG Last Dance against
Doctor.
Doctor. Okay. Well, interesting. Oh, you're talking about the knife round or what? I guess it must have been, okay. They're working hard behind us and in front of us, so I know they are on it, so it will be coming up soon. We are restarting. Sounds good.
So they restarting dog players versus GG Last Dance. But then what happened to Doctor?
That is the big question. What happened to Doctor?
Didn't they only play one map? Or maybe we think they played one map. Dun, dun, dun.
Your guess is as good as mine. Let me just say that. Yeah, well, What is a tournament without a little bit of technical issues? Yep. Have we ever seen a tournament where there was just a little bit of technical issues? I don't think so. Not even on LAN parties. I think...
Oh, no, I'm not going into that. I am not able to talk about any LAN tournaments.
No.
Nope.
No. Well, I guess you guys out there, some of you have probably been to a LAN party, and there will always be a little bit of issues. And I see
nope, that doesn't count. That doesn't count.
Is coming in the chat saying he has. Which one was that then? Do you know which one he's talking about?
Nope.
Technical issues. Did I say it wrong? All of them, yeah. Exactly. All of them have a little bit, so bear with them. They are working hard on fixing it, so it's going to be fine. Yeah. So?
Next topic.
No. So today we are celebrating the 20th anniversary, or not today, but this tournament is to celebrate the 20th anniversary of
Hyperx. Yes.
Esport. Well, that's not the same. And there is that is not true as well. There is always a little bit of issues, but they're fixing the issues. Nothing is running smoothly all the time.
He's mentioning one of the tournaments I actually attended as a caster, and as far as I know, we did have one problem that did cause some delay due to one of the lights. And then I'm not saying anything else, but I think I'm pretty sure that Cosmative know what I'm talking about. So yeah, there is none existing out there that hasn't had a little bit of it. So yeah, do you have any of these products yourself? I have tried this, not exactly this one.
Not that one.
But the Hyperx Cloud 2 headset.
Yeah.
This is the alpha version, but not besides that. No. I think you have something with the keyboard, am I right?
No, I actually don't have, but I was really looking, that's what we talked about yesterday.
Oh,
if this one wasn't here today, it's not me that took it. But no, I actually haven't tried their keyboards yet, but what I do have is I have this Quadcast. I just don't have it in white. If I knew it wasn't white, I would have bought it in white, but I have mine in black one. So no, I have that. I really love it. And then I as well have the Cloud 2 headset, but my microphone broke in it, so that's why I'm having the Quadcast. Sometimes I'm having a little bit of trouble when I'm playing because I have this standing in front of me. I should get one of those arms that you take out so you can like have it hanging instead, because it is. I am using it as an excuse sometimes for not being able to see full and completely.
That can be a problem with the one hanging as well.
Yeah, but you can have it in from the side, right?
You can, but
where here it's like standing, so I can't see my...
That really depends on the microphone itself, because some of them are so, let's say, professional that you need to talk directly into them.
So if it's by the side and you talk straight away, it only captures part of it.
Yeah, but this is what's smart about this one is that on the back of it, you can choose where it takes in the sound from. So you can choose if you want to have it all around or you want to have it from one side, on the sides, and so on. Well, you can see this one right here. That little dot in the background.
Oh, that's actually...
Yeah, so you
that's
see
quite
this
smart.
one, it's like a thing that this one can do that you can choose. You can read about it on the side over here as well. It's really awesome. Now I'm just showing off a little bit of forecast. So yeah. Ooh, can we also have you in pink? Oh, it's too class. You can have in white and pink. Isn't this... This is the white one. I think this is the one you're talking about that you can have it in because I have it in the other color. If you can get it in pink, yes, I would definitely prefer
Apparently,
that.
what I can see from this is that they did win 2-0 GG Last Dance, which means that it will be dog players versus GG Last Dance. And it seems like Alpha Scrubs is in the final. Not completely sure, but that's what the score says.
Oh, you're talking about the headset. Yes, I know the headset, you can have that in white and pink as well, but the white and pink headset is only with wire or with wire. And I am going to try go for my next headset without wire.
Yeah.
Yes.
When you go wireless, you're not going back.
No, that's what I've heard.
So we are having the knife fight on Nuke between GG Last Dance and dog players. It seems like Fresh from dog players won the knife fight, so they decide whether they want to start CT or T.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this is the semifinal.
Yeah. It
First
seems
map.
like it's the first map of the last semifinal. We have Alpha Scrubs in the final. The winner of these two teams will join them.
In the finals.
Yeah. And not completely sure, but I think...
Two headshots from Slack Sparrow starts off this game with a 1-0 to the CT's two dog players. Very well played. This Slack Sparrow has been on point today. He's been warm. He is ready.
He definitely got the right connect to the server.
Yes. He is here, and he's not afraid of showing that he is here. And he's not going home without taking a little bit with him.
They heard single door open, so they know at least one of the T's are coming from that position. He smokes off directly Fresh. Gives his teammate a chance to switch position. They know second door as well. Gets one down. They don't know where the last one is. Beta checking behind him. Spots the head. Gets the kill.
Nice shot by Beta. Again, it's these auto.
Oh, he's getting shot from the side. He gets another headshot. What?
Incredible. I finished the sentence there. Incredible two headshots by Beta, what we are going to call him, to even it up, 1-1. Yeah, so now we will see the CT guys on pistols. They will be having the deals now.
They got a straight.
Fresh gets taken down by the FAMAS from Anchor. They are using a lot more utility than we've been seeing some teams using on Nuke. And
yeah, it's basically that one for the entrance towards the window. They do the smoke on the wall, goes back to the right side of the ramp, and then they throws the Molo on the left side. And I know for a fact that we see that a lot in the Danish league, known as the Power League.
Power League again?
Yes,
Yes.
exactly.
Sponsored by Power.
Okay, so we just got confirmed that the loser of this game will have the third place, which was a prize of some hardware.
Products. I think it was we would having the keyboard and some headsets and a little bit of that. Yes.
Yeah.
So right now there's no teams left that is not getting a little bit with them home.
Exactly.
2-1. Having an MP9 on Fresh gets taken down again by the FAMAS anchor. He's holding onto it as long as he can. Slack Sparrow is refragging. And can he find the last player and secure a second round? He does. He does secure the second round for the CTs.
These two teams are standing really well to each other, I think. There's a good chance that this will go all the way to a third map. And Beta does whatever he can to get the advantage of the first map, takes out Fresh, giving them a 2 versus 1 situation. Slack Sparrow, the guy from Dog Players that has to do some incredible work to win this round.
Looks like he, yeah, I was about to say, looks like he's playing very passively right now from the ramp, taking a little bit more of a safe spot to try to probably eliminate them one by one, instead of standing too open for a possible refrag to happen.
Anchor opens the door, both of the players out. He tries his best. Slack Sparrow loses the duel to Anchor. That means that the Taste of GG Last Dance is in front, 3-2.
But again, as we've been talking about many times both today, if you just look at it right now, you can see Slack Sparrow is the one with 5 kills. We still don't have Fresh on the server yet with any kills.
Yeah, no doubt that he has to step up and help his teammate if they need to get something out of this. This is not the round. GG Last Dance on 4-2 now.
Yeah, I think it's gonna. It's 4-2 now, but I'm sure we will still be seeing a very close game in between these two teams. It is the first map of 3, or if we come to 3 maps.
Yeah. 3 possible maps.
3 possible maps. Thank you for correcting me. And we have been seeing, I think, both teams on Nuke, right?
Yeah, in the former games.
In the former games. So they should both be warm on this map.
Okay.
That's a way of showing to get back into the server. Can you get the second one?
Good for Fresh. He's the one that needs to step up. He does with 2 headshots with the Deagle.
And so he's on the server now. 2 kills for Fresh, 2 beautiful Deagle headshots that secure them the third round.
What a time to step up on upgraded pistols was everything they had. Going into the last round now, both teams with weapons.
Just thinking about how there's been 2 rounds that's been won purely by 2 1-deeks. It just confirms how strong it is.
He's damn on the server now. 2 again for Fresh and brings it back to 4-4.
As they're swapping sides, Dog Players on the T side, Last Dance on the CT side. Let's see how they are choosing to play this pistol round. They're going fast out double door. They know where both players are, and they can actually single them out if that was the case. They're getting the first kill, and they know about the last player on ramp. This is hard because the USP has a long distance possibility, which can give him an advantage.
Yeah,
as
and
we were
he both
talking
gets